Hello, everyone, and welcome to High Performing Coaches. This is Anari Bellamy, your coach's counselor, and we're here with another great coach making impact. We're here with Stephanie. She has graced us with her time on today, not just on a day, but on a Saturday, which goes to show how passionate she is about helping the lives of others. We had a nice little chat before the actual interview, and I can tell by her spirit that she's genuine about what she does, and that's what we want here on High Performing Coaches. Thank you, Stephanie, so much for taking time to spend time with us today and grace us with the impact that I know you're going to leave during this interview.
I want to thank you very much for reaching out to me for this opportunity and the follow up that you did. I thought that that was so special. And because of that, that's one reason why I really am excited about this opportunity because you have that same passion that I think a lot of people need. And you actually inspired me.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And as you guys know, and I'm very transparent about, me and the coach that I'm talking to, we always have a chat before the interview. So it's just beautiful to know that Stephanie is definitely genuine about what she does. And that's why I could just kind of see that in some of her content and stuff. So I was literally like, I got to chase her down. My people need her. I've got to chase her down to get her on this interview because it's all about making that impact and connecting with people that can do that. So Stephanie, we're going to go straight into the first question because I know your time is valuable and I want to honor that. And that first question is, who are you purposed to serve?
I believe that I am purposed to serve people who are tackling what I call the hard issues of life. My background is filled with all of the things that people tend to run from. So I know they look at me today and they says, "Oh my God, you look so good." It's like, but you're looking at someone who was mother at 15, who has overcome homeless, whose first husband stole her identity, and I had to recover from that. Also, I'm recovering from a basal skull fracture, and I remember my phrase used to be, "It's that when I was 17, any day I didn't consider suicide was a good day." But something happened after I actually survived the basal skull fracture. Less than 4% of people who have a basal skull fracture actually survive them. And
Right.
something happened to let me know that at this point, I wasn't spared just to go about my normal living and the normal stuff that we normally do, that I was actually spared to help people like me to become successful.
Right.
So that's who I am. So today I'm called the Empowerment Doctor, and straight no chaser empowerment doctor, because life is short and we don't have time uh, to spend it sort of, I guess, dwindling our time away. We have to be really
Right.
serious and focused about what it is that we do. So that's what I do. I help people discover exactly what it is that they're intended to do or that they think they intended to do with the willingness to be open to what the universe will put on your path and probably change you to what your true purpose is. So
Love it.
that's what I do. So that's what I stand in. My purpose is to help others get there and to continue my own journey also.
I love it. I love it. And I at one time was your ideal client. I at one time was that person you were purposed to serve. It's amazing the synergy in our story. Now I was a mother at 16, not 15, but by 17 I was ready to quit to give up too. And I'm very transparent on my interviews on here, and I can say, I actually attempted suicide, and I'm not supposed to be here, but God saw otherwise, right? And so when when that happens, you end up with on the other side of that, right? It's people like you and I who are destined to do great things. And I just believe that everybody should just give what's on the other side an opportunity, because when you're at that place, I believe it's because you can't see past what's right in front of you. And what's right in front of you is just so hard and so, you know, it seems so impossible that it's like I just don't want to do this one more day. Kind of like the way you said, it's like, okay, God, if I don't wake up in the morning, I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that, right?
I'm okay. Yeah,
I'm
I'm
okay
at
with
peace
that.
with that.
Yeah.
So
And
there's
I attempted 3 times. I think the thing that saved me was I, I actually tried the slitting of the wrist. I tried pills. Nothing worked. But that third time, I decided I was going to call the suicide hotline, right? I was living in another state. I was living in Florida, and I actually called them, and the phone was disconnected. And I remember my girlfriend calling me right after I hung up with them. And she said, "What are you doing?" And I told her. And so she used to have this saying that would just make me laugh. She says, "So I guess we'll just eat worms and die," right? I fell out laughing. And she says, "That's a sign. You're not supposed to do this." Okay. So I figured,
Right.
I figured, okay, obviously I'm not seeing deep enough. So I was
Right.
able to make it. And when people tell you one day at a time, just take one day at a time.
Yeah, I actually have a phrase that takes that just a little bit deeper. I always tell people 1 day at a time, 1 hour at a time, one
That's right.
minute at a time.
That's right. And sometimes it's one moment at a time.
Mhm.
It's whatever you need to make it. And as I advise my clients is, if today is the day where you have to take 1 minute at a time, you are still enough. Take 1 minute at a time.
Right.
And people just don't give themselves that grace sometimes. It's like, you are enough, you're strong enough, you have everything that you need. Sometimes you just don't know it in this minute.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Right. I love it. I absolutely love it and totally understand what it is that you're saying. And, imagine I look back over the lives that I've touched, and I'm sure you do too, in moments, and you're like, wow, if I had not been here,
Right.
what would that have meant for this person and that person? And so it's very valuable, well, actually priceless, what you do. There's so many people that need it. And I think the catch is just reaching out and raising that hand and saying, I need help, you know, or people like you and I that have lived it and can see the mask that people put up, and can see on the other side of that and say, okay, I know you're smiling, but on the other side of this, I also know this is how you really feel, you know. And I think that is key. So you told us about your story and what makes that your passion, and it's such a powerful story. So then I'd have to say to you, with that story, if someone that you were purposed to serve crossed your path, and it was your one and only opportunity to make an impact on their lives, what would you say to them? Talk to them right now. What would you say to them?
I would ask a few questions. One of them would be is, what 3 steps can you take today that
Right.
is totally in your power to take that would change your life? And if you don't have the courage to do it, I'm going to give you mine.
I love that. If you don't have the courage to do it, I'll give you my. I absolutely love that.
Mhm.
I love that. I hope that you have that in a quote somewhere. Somewhere. If not, go do that right after this interview.
I'll do
That's
that right
so
after this
powerful.
interview. That's right.
That's so, so powerful. Um, so I know that someone has been impacted by this interview. If they want to continue the conversation with you, how do they connect with you?
They can reach out to me through my website, which is champagneconnection.com. So that's like the liquor, not the city. So CHAMPAGNE connection.com. And I chose that name because I believe life is too short for you not to have the best of what you need in order to be happy. And the good thing about that is you get to decide what your champagne is. So you can reach out to me that way. And then I have an email that's SEWC at champagneconnection.com. And just to make it easy, there's also a Stephanie at champagneconnection.com. So just reach out to me through email. And if you go to my website, you'll see my mailing address, my phone number. I'm on Facebook under Stephanie Wilson-Coleman. So I'm in all of the places that you think you would want to go. And if you want to be completely, just don't want anybody to know, just send me an email. I respond to my emails. Give me a day or two because I do get a lot of emails, but I do respond.
All right. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much again for the impact that you're making on the lives of not just coaches, but everyone. Definitely, you're a coach that matches the brand. You're a coach that's making impact, and we need more coaches like you in the world. Thank you so much for your time. I look forward to continuing this conversation after this interview. Um, Thank you again. And everyone, this was High Performing Coaches. Once again, you've heard a great story from a great and powerful coach that's making impact on the world. Until next time.